Hello everyone, this is Ryan, your instructor for the Understanding by Design workshop. Today we're going to be going over Section 1 of the Understanding by Design document. We'll be going over each section in great detail so that you can understand how to effectively fill in this document and be well on your way to creating very effective unit and lesson plans. Let's get into it. This is Stage 1 for our Understanding by Design document. We'll be going through Stage 1 step by step so that you understand what each section means and what's required of you to fill out in order to create a very effective unit plan. As you can see here at the beginning of Stage 1, a lot of the information that we're going to be filling in is just basic information about our particular classes. For example, the first line we have is what is our subject and discipline? What is our class name and number? What is the class time frame? What is our grade level? Any keywords involved around our class? What type of district, university, or organization do we work for? What type of school department or corporation? What type of school or organization? Is it public, private? Do we work for a training company? And then very importantly, what type of textbooks and materials are required for our classes so that we know everything that both we have to have ready for our students and so that we know to share this information with our students so that they can come to our classes prepared. Next, we'll be going over some specific information about our unit. We'll have our unit title. So if we had to give a title to our unit, what would we call it? But very specifically, we would probably title this what our unit is about. What is our unit time frame? How long are we going to have to teach this unit? Where does this unit fit into our class? Essentially, what are we teaching before and after? To kind of give an idea of why we're teaching this unit when we are. And then finally, how are we going to deliver this unit? Is this a face-to-face class? Is it blended between in-class and online? Or is it a fully online class like this workshop? Finally, we have our course design, or how is our course set up? Why did we develop this course? What is our time frame to teach? Do we only have 4 weeks, 8 weeks, a semester, a year? And what is our level of expertise? Are we considered a subject matter expert? Are we a future instructor? Or are we somebody who's designing a course for a class? Next, we have our unit summary. First is our unit overview. In basic terms, how would you describe this unit to somebody that's not even taking your class? Next is our big idea. What is the main thing you want students to take away from this class? What is the big idea around it? Next, we're going to be getting into applying standards. And first, we need to look at our professional organizations. Essentially, is where are we getting our standards from? Most standards that we're going to be applying to our lesson should be designed by either content experts or professional organizations who know what they need people to learn in school in order to be successful in their profession. Next, we'll be selecting the standards that we're actually going to use to help us design our lesson. By designing our lessons around standards selected by professional organizations and content experts, we'll know that what we're teaching our students is important. For example, in public education, most states use something called the Common Core Standards for ELA and math. These are standards that are used to identify what students should learn in a particular year in these content areas, and it helps identify what students will be tested on at the end of the year. Our next section is transfer. When we look at transfer, we're specifically thinking about what we want students to take away from our class and use independently in their personal lives and in their future careers. You can see over on the right we have competency codes, and what these are is we're going to apply the codes that are attached to our professional standards, and we're going to match them up with the transfer skills that we think students need to learn. The next section we'll look over is our essential question. What thought-provoking questions are we going to use to help foster inquiry, meaning making, and transfer? What big questions are we going to ask students? This can be, how can we solve this problem? how can we accomplish this goal? How can we make sure this is true? These types of essential questions can help drive a lesson or an activity and help engage students in their work. Finally, in stage one, we have our acquisition. When we look at our acquisition knowledge and skills, we're looking more at basic knowledge and skills that might not be entirely 100% focused on in your lesson, but there are certain things that you want students to take away for future reference and knowledge and skill acquisition. For example, when we look at knowledge, we're looking at specifically what type of basic facts or concepts should students be able to recall throughout this lesson and at the end. And when we're looking at knowledge, again, we have our competency codes here on the right. But when we write these out, we want to say students will know something. So what is that basic concept or fact that you want your students to know? And then below that, we have our skills. What are the basic skills students should be able to learn or use throughout the lesson and at the end of this lesson? This could be something simple like writing the professional email, or formatting Microsoft Word, or designing PowerPoint slides. These simple skills that might get overlooked, but are professional skills that students will have to learn or use in the future. And when we're writing down these specific skills, we want to start these off by saying students will be skilled at whatever the particular skill is.